Tropicana Products is the world's largest producer and marketer of branded fruit juices. People everywhere enjoy the great taste of our products, especially our orange juice. Our well-earned reputation begins with the best oranges. So when the most serious citrus plant disease in the world, citrus greening, or Huanglongbing, known as HLB, was first identified in Florida in 2005, Tropicana was naturally concerned. This is now a primary focus of our agricultural science team. The first HLB symptoms are easy to observe: yellow shoots and mottling of the leaves, along with excessive or premature fruit drop. The color of the fruit is poor. Often the mature fruit remains green. But the most troubling effect of HLB is that in a few years, the trees decline and then die, shortening the typical 30-year lifespan by many productive years. HLB is caused by 3 strains or species of the bacterium Candidatus liberibacter. This bacterium is transmitted very efficiently by the Asian citrus psyllid. The psyllid, once infected, carries the bacterium for life. This tiny insect is barely the size of a pencil point, and the female is capable of laying up to 800 eggs in its short 1 to 2 month lifespan. Sadly, there is currently no cure for HLB. While many growers in Florida participate in psyllid management, the disease is still spreading rampantly. In less than 10 years, HLB has spread from the original 2 counties in southeastern Florida to every county in the state with commercial groves. The threat to the citrus industry is very real. So far, Florida growers have focused on keeping the diseased trees alive and producing through nutritional programs rather than destroying the trees. But the Florida crop has been getting smaller each year, and the number of impacted trees is growing at a frightening rate. It is estimated that approximately 40% of the trees in the state are infected with HLB. The search is on, but to date, there is no cure for the disease and no reliable method of eradicating the psyllid. To address this problem, the Tropicana Agricultural Science Department is concentrating our efforts on several fronts. First, we have developed a faster growing method known as Advanced Nursery Technology, or ANT. This proprietary system concentrates on driving root mass growth and speeding the growth to the fruit-bearing stage in 3 to 5 years instead of the usual 5 to 7 years. This faster growth rate is critically important. We want to be able to maximize the productivity of a tree because we know it will likely die at an early age from HLB. At Ruck's Nursery in Frostproof, Florida, we use a combination of techniques to drive growth. From the time a seed is planted until the tree is 18 months old, it is kept in this state-of-the-art enclosed nursery environment. We are experimenting with a method to improve growth rates and productivity, a combination of our proprietary soil mix and the use of air pruning pots. We noticed that growers in the fruit and nut industry have been very successful using these pots and decided to evaluate their use for citrus. The air pruning pots help young trees develop a hardy rootstock and are custom-sized for our citrus application needs. A patent was filed for this technology in December 2012 by the Tropicana Agricultural Science Group. These 2 elements, the right soil mixture and specially designed air pruning pots, are already achieving significantly higher growth rates. Our second area of focus is to identify new rootstocks and varieties that are resistant to HLB. When the citrus trees are ready to plant in the ground, they are transplanted in one of our 2 test sites. The first site is in the Peace River Valley growing region in south-central Florida, 50 miles east of Bradenton in Arcadia. Our second test plot, Evans Properties Demonstration Site, is located in Punta Gorda in Florida's southern flatwoods. We are getting ready to plant a third site on the state's central ridge near Lake Alfred. At each test site, Tropicana scientists work in conjunction with researchers from the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences. Based at the Citrus Research Education Center in Lake Alfred, the UF Citrus Breeding Group works alongside our Tropicana researchers. There are several goals we hope to achieve at our demonstration plots. First, we want to identify those varieties and rootstock combinations that will help drive quality and fill seasonal gaps. We also want to identify selections that are more resistant or tolerant in an HLB environment. At the Evans test site, we planted our first test matrix of 30 rootstock combinations in October 2011. We used the open hydroponic system, which provides just the right levels of fertilizer and water to the trees every day. This approach has been very successful. In fact, the growth rate has been greater than expected and the trees are extremely healthy. To test the effectiveness of growing seedlings with advanced nursery technology, we first planted a control group of 2,500 trees using standard commercial practices. Then in March 2013, we planted 650 additional trees. These trees were grown using ant. This is an ideal way for us to compare different growing methods. We fully expect that the 650 trees we just planted will catch up in size to the trees planted 16 months earlier. We will be closely monitoring and documenting their growth. Another part of the puzzle is the use of windbreaks. To protect our demonstration sites, we've planted windbreaks around the sites to help keep out disease vectors, especially the Asian citrus psyllid. At the first test site, 2 sides were planted with windbreaks. The Evans site has a complete barrier around the perimeter. The preferred windbreak tree is Corymbia torrellana. It is a very fast-growing tree that provides an effective barrier around the site. These Corymbia were planted 16 months ago and are already helping to protect the young citrus trees. Citrus greening, or HLB, is a serious challenge for all citrus growers and producers. Tropicana's Agricultural Science Department has met the challenge head-on, and we are diligently working on solutions. We are encouraged by our results so far. The ANT program and the demonstration plots are the main focus of our efforts. In addition to good general caretaking methods, we believe this approach will help control the spread of HLB. At Tropicana, we are continuously striving to deliver better quality juice. We will accomplish this by identifying and planting new cultivars and rootstocks and by finding varieties that are resistant or tolerant to the disease. These initiatives, along with the research underway to find a cure for HLB, will help us build back a strong, successful Florida citrus industry.